Hey guys, Infidel 1258 here. Today we are going to get into a clip from a recent live event with Jim Morgan. In this 20-minute clip, we are going to do a deep dive on the best summoners available to you at the silver level.
Oh, it looks like we got some questions.
Cool.
Hmm.
Oh, I lost
Emma, M-A, A-May? I don't know. We're going to call you M-A. Thoughts on gold summoners being worth the cost? Question mark. Looking at silver, so 4 gold foils is like 110 versus 25 regular foils for 85.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worth the cost.
Yeah. Yeah. If the cost differential is, well, the other day I was looking at it and I did a video on this, and maybe I'll do a shout out to that video. Where is it?
Was it bargain hunting? Waka Spirit Blade?
No, maybe. I think it might have been in this video we discussed promo summoner. Yeah, that's right. In this video we talk about the promo. We spend the first 10 minutes talking about Waka and how I think that's going to be a very powerful summoner that I'm going to want to buy. And then we spend about 18 minutes exploring what gold foil summoners look like compared to the regular foil editions. And I specifically was talking about Quid Yuff because at the time it was selling for I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head, but the cost differential was close enough that the power you're getting from because one thing you might not recognize is that gold summoners, especially dice, here's a dice summoner, and they're worth 2,000 BCX, or sorry, collection power per unit, as opposed to, I think, 500. So, that's a huge, first between like the old and the modern gold foils and the older gold foils, there's a huge cost difference or CP differential there. And then when you go between, even like, just look at dice. If you grab a gold Salacia 2000, and if you grab the regular Salacia, it's only 40. And so if you're going to get up to level 4, like you said, where you're playing in silver, you need 25 copies of Salacia. You're talking, it says $3.60, but you have to recognize that, well, I guess you could buy this one $3.50, but that's not always available. And so options like this might make you go that way. But look, $87. Let's just do Salacia quickly. $87 versus
these like 200.
Yeah, maybe 135, 175 ish, right? Because you'd take these 3 and that one, and you'd be level 4. So 175, 185. Nope. Yeah, 185.
184.
And so then the next question is, this one's going to give you 8,000 collection power, and this one's going to give you 40 times 25, whatever that is. Someone's doing it in their head, and I'm like, 40 times. So it's going to be 1,000 CP for this one versus 8,000 CP on the other one. So can you buy 7,000 CP for the cost differential there? And that's a bit complicated because you don't just want to grab crap off the market that's useless to you. You want to get functional collection power. And so when you weigh all of that together, plus there's bonuses on gold foil that you get more DEC per win. You can compete in brawls that are gold foil from your team in your guild. That's huge. That's a unique opportunity that not everybody's going to have. Gold foil tournaments, all of these things are opportunities that make it very interesting to have a gold foil, but you need to measure it, right? You need to weigh the pros and the cons.
Also, in this specific one for Salacia gold versus non-foil, the non-foil was what we said, 85, and the other one was 184.
Yes.
So for about $100 more, you'd actually be able to get close to 15,000 additional power if you were just looking to buy power.
If you're getting your cheap power.
Yeah.
So that's a really important way to look at it. But then you would also want to say to yourself, do I want cheap power, like Jim's saying, cheap meaning just whatever is out there. You go to the compare window and you go to that CP to cost ratio, and you're going to open up your filter so it's looking at everything, and it's like the cheapest cards. You don't care what it is, Naga Assassin, Bonesmith, Seedsmith. But my question to you would be, can you use those at all? And if you can't use them, like if you're buying them strictly for collection power, it's better if you could get cards that are like, okay, so you're buying a Veracelatia, why don't you focus on water, maybe dragon and neutral, because you're probably going to have a dragon summoner and that'll work with your blue summoner, or your water units, and neutral because those will work with your blue summoner too. And then this might give you a more clear idea of what the CP for you would be, the CP cost ratio, and maybe you add the other splinters that you happen to have. So you want to fully think that through, because you don't really want to buy, $100 worth of crappy CP that you don't want. Yes, it can be a helpful way to push yourself up into higher leagues, but it would be great if you were simultaneously buying cards that you can use and that are adding collection power. Good question.
You definitely like to look at it more of how to make the best overall competitive decks that you can. And I'm just like, farm those airdrop points, while still also building a strong deck. But,
yeah. Because farming the airdrop points is super important, you're right. But then you get into a conversation of, well, CP's not effective from compared to DC, and it's like, well, I should just hold DC. And there's something in between, and you're on one end of the spectrum in between, and I'm on a little bit more on a slightly, I don't know if I would call it conservative or what, but we're not quite in the middle, either of us.
I do also think that even these crappier cards, they're going to go up in price as well.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I'm also looking at it in terms of diversifying the portfolio.
Yeah.
So like you were saying, like, sure, it's better to dump it in DEC, but what if you bought DEC when it was triple the price it is now, and then it crashed?
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. And I'm a big dip in the market right now. I'm a firm believer that DEC is overpriced right now and that it will fall further. But will it pump in the next few weeks or months? It could. I don't think it's going to go to like old levels until after the SPS airdrop. And so I'm willing to take a certain amount of risk with DEC, but only a certain amount. I'm not all on board with the DEC train.
Yeah. I do see it going up because I think SPS itself is going to be going up more soon.
Yeah.
Because people are going to want the vouchers. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a pre-sale for Rift Watchers, but I don't know. Did they do it for DICE?
I don't think so, but DICE had airdrops, and I don't think am I wrong about this? I'm pretty sure Rift Watchers is going to have no airdrops. Didn't they just say that? I think they said, I think Yaba just said in the most recent AMA or the town hall that they don't think they need it because there's only 3 million packs, and usually I think he said that. So I think I'm not expecting any airdrops for Rift Watchers, and so I would expect it to be slightly different than DICE. I wanted to bring us I have lots more to say about what you were saying about collection power and about the cards and about the portfolio. I totally agree. Quickly, I agree with what you said. All of these cards are like, each of these cards is really a stock. It's like, it's a stock you're carrying in your portfolio of cryptocurrency. Each one of them is a non-fungible token that you're going to hold in your portfolio, and maybe you're going to enjoy it and you're going to play with it. And it's also going to perhaps help you because of, the strategy you outlined. It's going to allow you to reach higher league levels, which gets you better rewards. All of that's great in the short term, but also in the long term, because they're individually saleable, right? They're all potentially for sale at one point. And I have absolute confidence that in 3-4 years, these things are nowhere near their current price. They're way, way, way more That's my view. Take it with a grain of salt. I'm just a guy on the internet, but that's my firm opinion. I feel strongly, and I'm putting my money where my mouth is with my cards. But I definitely wanted to talk about a follow-up question we got here, Jim, from Michael SPI. He said, collection power aside, won't a Quix be more versatile and arguably cheaper than Versailles and Quid since it allows you to use all the decks? Which is a great question. What do you think about that?
Oh, would it be better to get that? Is that what you said?
Yeah, Quix the Devious instead of the guy just was talking about the dice summoners, and I was talking about their power, and I was talking specifically about earlier this week about Quid and today about Vera. Maybe why am I not recommending Quix? And he's quite affordable. What do you think?
So what I've noticed, right? A lot of the dragon cards that are really good, are also expensive. So
before you finish that thought, I just want to point out Quix is about $100, like $90 for a silver level. So Versailles was 100, or no, was it 85? It was 85 for 85 for Versailles, 90 for Quix. But continue with your thought.
Okay. I personally love the Chaos Dragon, but well, I guess for that one specifically, it would be like $27 for that. But then you look at who's the dragon jumper? Is that his name?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just open it up. You want to look at just like broad all of the dragon monsters.
Yeah.
So maybe a
lot of the new ones from Reward and Chaos Legion aren't as expensive.
$20, right. $30. If you wanted
the
to go
Robo
with
Knight, and if we're talking about silver, then I guess a lot of these are legendaries, and it's not that bad. Diamond Dragon, phenomenal card, also $63. You don't need to get them at to level 2 either, because it gives them cleanse. So not much of a difference. But it also is, I want to play more to the strength of a specific color than minusing their speed by 1. A lot of monsters in silver, if we're talking silver, a lot of monsters have low speed already.
Yeah, especially in the lower levels, right?
Yeah. Because really how they start getting their speed is from being leveled up,
So you're not a huge fan of Quix?
Oh, I'm not the biggest fan of Quix. I just prefer to go more damage-oriented routes.
I mean, he makes a good point, though, that the dragon is going to open up all of the splinters, theoretically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think that makes a lot of sense, but here's the thing, there's a ton of, we could spend 2 hours talking about summoners and literally just pulling apart what are the different options and why would this be good versus that be good. And I personally think Quix is really good. And I think he's really affordable. But I also think that $30 for one BCX is a there are some people who are coming in once in a while and grabbing one $4 summoner, and they're just going to do that over the period of time to try and get to that 25 threshold. You can't do that with a Quix. You got to have $30. You got to have, $30 a pop. And, if you're going to get one, you probably really are just going to go ahead and get 3. So you get the level 2. So, if you're sitting on $100, that's it would be a strong consideration for me. But to your point, Jim, I would want to know what sort of dragon cards you had and what sort of other cards you have, because yes, it's really awesome to have a dragon summoner, but this isn't necessarily the first one I would reach for, even though it is affordable, because there happens to be some really good other summoners out there that are not Chaos Legion. This one continues to be affordable. Crutch Televore which is a reward card, and it's epic, and it's 3 mana with no ability. But for dragon, they aren't usually three, so that's actually, it's fine. Like that's, you're with no ability, you're still happy to have it. Plus, because it's epic, it has some interesting. The rare levels are slightly higher than any of the other summoners, like the rare summoners, common summoners, and legendary summoners have lower level caps for their rare monsters than the epics do. And so
it's actually only in bronze tier.
is it bronze? No, I think it's in gold too.
Is it gold?
Yeah, I used to be. I think it might be at every. Let's have a peek at it. I think it might be every level because I used to use it in gold.
It's not for silver because that one's 5432.
So silver 5432, and then epic. Purple. There's one. 7. Hang on. No, okay, it'd be 5432. You're right. And then in gold, what level? I'm pretty sure you're allowed. No, I know you're allowed a level 5 in gold, which is level 7 rare, and it's only level 6. It's only level 6 rare with the. See this with the level 6 goes up to gold, and you can only do a level 6. So it has some unique leveling features that can potentially help you out. So epics are interesting, and gold. And for some reason, Crutch just never gets any love, and he's been around for a long time. But he's he's actually very affordable. You know, this one right here, level 3. He's epic, remember? So that would be silver level, wouldn't it?
For silver.
He's an epic.
Yes.
So that's a silver level summoner for $65. So right there, that's going to be $23 cheaper than Quix and $20 cheaper than someone's going to buy it like right now, and you should. Like that's a really good deal.
I think Crutch gets a bad rep because you think about when he came out with all those other level 3 summoners that all had abilities. And then, you also look at the other betas dragons that were, I believe they were 3 mana, also had abilities.
Beta?
Was it beta?
Oh, I know who you mean. You mean the dragon summoners like Camilla and Daria.
Yeah. Oh, they were rewards and promos. Okay.
Yeah.
Or whatever they were.
So
okay. So those were 4, I guess. But you compare them to when these other summoners were free with 3 cost and plus abilities.
Yeah, like Camilla. But Camilla's legendary.
Okay.
And so sometimes you can't play legendaries, but also Camilla used to be. I was buying and selling Camilla when it was $3 a BCX, and this one when it was like $1, I think. So I mean, these all were so. I think this whole game changes so rapidly, and certain cards fall in between the cracks, and that's why bargain hunting is a skill you guys need to learn. Not just relying on my videos, but coming in here regularly and exploring the marketplace with your, own time and money, because that Crutch is an excellent option for anybody who is trying to get started in this game. That was significantly cheaper than the other options for the silver level, and it wasn't just the one option either. Like that one was cheap, but this one's affordable. I mean, on card price, so there's only 4 of them. It's smaller.
For BCX, it's not that different.
Yeah, it's a level 2, so that would be. It's a level 2, so it's more of a bronze warrior. But it's $27.
Get the 3 rares. So. Yeah.
So I mean, this is a card that I would actually look for before I looked at Quix. Not that I don't like Quix. And then you might say, well, I don't really want to play in the old. Hang on a second. This has got the cracked splinter. This is a new card. So
that's a reward from Untamed.
So this is going to be in the modern format also, which is, I was thinking for a moment they would be in different leagues, but they won't. So that's what I would do. Crutch Televore.
Yeah, I think he just carried that bad rep from the previous summoners forward.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, bargain hunting is so much fun, and I love it. And we do a lot of it on the channel, guys. If you're new to the channel, that's something I do probably every week, where I'm looking for this sort of thing and trying to capture this sort of information to help you guys understand how I look for value in the marketplace. Because I do think this is a skill you can learn, and it's something that I've personally benefited financially from, like, a lot over the three and a half years I've been playing the game.
I'm pretty much always checking the market every single day. You guys need to be on that stuff. You can paying it more attention to the price of the cards. You can be like, I haven't seen this card this price in X months or
Hmm.
whatever it
Hmm.
is, you know?
Hmm.
And you're like, I need to get this.
Yep.
And then if you don't get it and you then later find out it went up 50% because someone else jumped on it, even though you knew you should have picked it up.
Mm. Yeah.
That happened to me the other day.